Hi, my name is Justin Stothis, and this is my Global Citizen Activity 3 about the United Nations Global Goal 16, which talks about peace, justice, and strong institutions. A little bit about me is that I attended Hillsborough Community College in Tampa to obtain my AA degree in business marketing. I am currently attending the University of South Florida to obtain a bachelor's degree in business marketing with plans to graduate in December of 2025. The music video that I chose for this project is Same Here by Brad Paisley, which also features the Ukrainian President Zelensky. This song was originally released in February of 2023, and the music video that I am using is released in May of 2023. The music video emphasizes how we all have the same basic needs and wants. Despite our cultural differences, we all know the same emotions, expressions, and we all seek the same freedoms. The video also talks about how we can still understand facial expressions and gestures. Nonverbal communication is actually a pretty big part of this video that we'll cover later. The music video relates to Goal 16 by talking about things that different cultures all want. They talk about the freedoms that we cherish, the safe communities that we want for our children, having lives that are free from war, and how everyone wants the same basic things. The first definition that I chose for this project is persuasion, which can be found in Chapter 4 on page 103 of the 4th edition. The book's definition is an attempt to motivate others through communication to adopt or maintain a specific manner of thinking. My interpretation of this is using communication to convince people to think the way that you want them to or to do something that you want them to. The example from the book of persuasion is like a billboard ad, a TV commercial, or even political debates. All of these things can seek to persuade you to think a way that they want you to. Persuasion ties into the music video from around 28 seconds to 45 seconds. The artist uses similarities in different parts of the world or even in different cultures to persuade the listener how we can all be the same in some ways. Persuasion is really a big part of the video because basically the entire song is persuading the listener that we can all be the same and we can all want the same things. The second definition that I chose for this video is civil dialogue, which can be found in Chapter 4 on page 112 of the 4th edition of the book. The book's definition is a process of engaging in honest, authentic, and respectful conversation with others, even about points of deep-seated disagreement. My interpretation of this is a process where all involved parties can voice their opinion or just have basic conversation free of judgment or criticism when they're talking about controversial topics or things that people disagree on. The example from the book is that it's not just about being nice or hearing everyone out, it's hearing their opinions and viewpoints and trying to understand them, even if they contradict what you believe. Civil dialogue ties back to the music video from around 2 minutes and 58 seconds to 3 minutes and 30 seconds. In this portion, the Ukrainian president talks about some similarities between us. Some of them are related to the military or war, which could seem controversial to some. However, the president does this in a way that is very respectful and mentions it in a way that people could understand the point that he's trying to make. The third definition that I chose for this project is nonverbal communication. This definition can be found in Chapter 5, page 102 of the 4th edition. The definition from the book is behaviors and characters that convey meaning without the use of words. My interpretation is visual cues, motions, and expressions that can be used to communicate without words. Nonverbal communication can convey different things and sometimes can be a primary source of communication for some. An example from the book was pointing or gesturing when someone asks for directions. This can be anything from a facial expression to a physical gesture. Nonverbal communication ties into the music video from around 1 minute and 2 seconds to 1 minute and 28 seconds. In this portion of the video, it talks about the artist seeing a couple getting married, and how even though they didn't speak the language and couldn't understand what they were saying, he could still tell what they were feeling by looking at them, by seeing the visual cues and gestures that they were making. After doing this activity, I would say that I would want to use a strategy involving civil dialogue if I were to create a message about Goal 16. Using civil dialogue allows me to talk about things that some people might disagree on or find controversial, and I can talk about them in a way that people might be more open to hearing about it or may even come to agree with it. And this has been my Global Citizen Activity 3. Thank you for watching.